Yes, Kenya. Tamu sana, yes. William Ruto was forced to address empty chairs as Kenyans gave his Mashujaa Day celebrations a wide berth. And this is an issue that has been captured by some of mainstream media. Low turnout at Uhuru Gardens as Kenyans celebrate Mashujaa Day. And then you are seeing there empty chairs. That's what greeted William Ruto today at Uhuru Gardens. Kenyans just skipped that Mashujaa Day celebrations. And for those who followed the celebrations live on screen, I know quite a good number of Kenyans might have gotten very much disappointed, to a point I know some might have switched off their screens listening to William Samoei Ruto. Because Ruto was not addressing the real issues facing Kenyans. Ruto is still stuck on the August elections. In fact, he was just praising himself and giving new promises instead of addressing the pressing issues facing Kenyans right now. For example, Kenyans were shocked to see William Ruto say this. Let me read it for you. Kenyans were shocked. I thank God for making the child of a simple Kenyan to be the president of the Republic of Kenya. I thank millions of Kenyans who woke up early on 9th August to vote for me and many other elected leaders. So William Ruto is still stuck on August elections. He has not yet moved on from those elections. And it was also very interesting that he was even taking that occasion to say that some people had planned violence. Some people never wanted peace. And those were remarks that was seen to be targeting at Raila Odinga and maybe Uhuru Kenyatta. So William Ruto has actually not moved on from August elections. As the cost of living is skyrocketing, William Ruto is still telling Kenyans about how he won the elections, on how some Kenyans planned violence. And listening to William Ruto again, his remarks were also very disappointing in that he was just giving new promises. That we are going to build 100 dams, and then he's also promising that he's going to launch some housing projects in Kibra, something that even the CS themselves should do. That should not be the work of a president. That's a job that the launching or unveiling of those housing units can be done by a CS or any other government official, not the president. William Ruto should let his cabinet secretaries do their job. And then it was also very interesting when William Ruto also talked about, let me read it for you again. Yes. It was also very interesting when William Ruto also talked about the disbandment of DCI SS units. And the funny bit about it is that William Ruto has been part of the government. In fact, William Ruto has been in government since 2013. This is just a continuation of William Ruto's stay in government. So he was talking about the disbandment of that unit, not knowing he has been part and parcel of the government. And the funny bit of it, if at all the officers that were in that unit were being used to kill and maim other Kenyans, then William Ruto is equally responsible for that, for he was the deputy president. He was part of that government. So I'm seeing William Ruto here also contradicting himself. And then I also heard William Ruto talking about giving some youth, giving jobs to some youths to make sure they preserve water catchment areas. And as William Ruto does that, his deputy is urging for Kenyans to encroach on water catchment towers, what they call Shamba system. So that's also conflicting in that William Ruto is saying they want to employ more youths to guard water catchment areas. And at the same time, they are encouraging Kenyans to crouch on the water catchment towers. So in my honest opinion, William Ruto's speech was very much annoying, and he was not addressing the real issues facing Kenyans. And quite a good number of Kenyans got very much disappointed listening to William Ruto. And that only shows clearly that William Ruto was not ready, and he does not just know how to rule. He was not ready to form government. That's one thing. And now that he's the president, he is just confused. He does not know on how to rule. He's still just excited, just no plan. As the cost of living is skyrocketing, he's just giving new promises, promise after promise. But the funny bit about it is that even the promises he gave when he was campaigning for the presidency, he has so far not fulfilled them. So those remarks by William Ruto were very, very unfortunate. And then also from that Mashujaa Day celebrations, I strongly believe that Kenyans gave that celebration a wide berth because already Kenyans are discouraged in William Ruto's administration. For the past 30 days, or rather for the past 1 month, William Ruto has been in power. Kenyans have actually been disappointed. William Ruto immediately was sworn in as the president. The first thing he did was to remove fuel subsidies and hunger subsidies. That has made life very difficult for quite a good majority of Kenyans. So Kenyans giving that celebration a wide berth was just a way Kenyans were telling William Ruto that they are not happy with the ways running government affairs. I believe that was the message Kenyans were telling William Ruto. And even those who attended those celebrations, it's clear those are Kenyans who are mobilized and most likely paid to attend that celebration. But quite a good number of Kenyans sent a very clear warning and message to William Ruto today. They are not happy on how William Ruto is running government affairs. So if William Ruto maybe has ears or eyes, I know he saw it for himself that Kenyans are not very much happy. And also from that celebration, I also believe that if William Ruto continues that trend, then it's going to be irrelevant very soon. Because it's now clear William Ruto is not delivering, but just promise after promise. If he continues with that kind of trend, his government is going to be very unpopular. And it will make it very hard for William Ruto to govern, in that already Kenyans shall have lost hope and trust in his leadership. That's also something I observed during the celebrations. But above all, it's almost certain and very clear, William Ruto's government, and even before I forget, William Ruto also talked about not interfering with independent institutions. He also talked about not interfering with independent institutions. And that's also ironic because in just the 30 days William Ruto has been in government, we have seen the director of public prosecution being ordered to drop some cases. That's a government interfering with an independent body, or rather with an independent institution. So William Ruto again here is lying. We have seen the judiciary also being forced, yes, to quit some Kenyans. So far we have seen YT2 walking scot-free. We have seen a case against Amos Kimunya, a case that had been closed, being revived. So that's an indication that most likely the executive interfered with the judiciary to revive that case against Amos Kimunya. And the reason is simple. Amos Kimunya is not pro-William Samoei Ruto. So William Ruto is contradicting himself by saying that they will not interfere with independent institutions. What they are doing is that they are undermining those independent institutions. Let me stop it there, ladies and gentlemen. If you are watching us for the very first time, subscribe, give this video a like. If you want to have a chat discussion with me, or even to support this channel, I've pinned my number on the comment section. Contact me through the number, or feel free to send a contribution or support to the number. God bless you. God bless Kenya. Let's meet in our next analysis.